Hey, I am back. So we are continuing with chapter 2 and the questions, certain questions and their answers. What is a soul? What is the soul? This part gives 4 different definitions of the soul. So we're going to break it up into the first definition for this video. But starting with the whole section, here we go. Question 1, what is the soul? Can we define it? What is its nature? Here I shall give but 4 definitions, which will serve as a basis for all that follows. Definition 1, or A. The soul can be spoken of as the son of the father and the mother, spirit matter, and is therefore the embodied life of God, coming into incarnation in order to reveal the quality of the nature of God, which is essential love. This life, taking form, nurtures the quality of love within all forms, and ultimately reveals the purpose of all creation. This is the simplest definition for average humanity, being couched in the language of mysticism, thus linking the truth as found in all religions. It is necessarily inadequate, for it fails to emphasize the truth that what can be posited of man can also be posited of the cosmic reality, and that just as a human experience on earth veils both the quality and purpose in varying degree, so does that synthesis of all forms or appearances within that unity, which we call a solar system, veil the quality and purpose of deity. It is only when man is no longer deluded by appearance and has freed himself from the veil of illusion that he arrives at a knowledge of the quality of God's consciousness and at the purpose which it is revealing. This he does in a triple way. A. He discovers his own soul, the product of the union of his Father in heaven with the mother or the material nature. This last is the personality. He then, having discovered the personality, discovers the quality of his own soul life and the purpose for which he has, quote, appeared. So this is that splitting that I was talking about in an earlier chapter, where the career of the monad. So the monad is the encompassing, or the whole being, which encompasses all the traits of the zodiac. For example, all 12 signs of the zodiac. That monad, that monadic soul or entity, becomes aware of itself, which is in the essence within itself, the personality, what we've made ourselves up as, our character traits and whatnot, what we conceive, what we perceive ourselves to be up until that point where the monadic career switches into that first awareness of the dual nature. And like, I actually can be more than this, more than that personality, or there's a dual nature within me. Part of me that's divine and a part of me that's been acting as if, or acting as maybe just a portion of my birth chart or my zodiac or whatever it is. That's not what this is saying, but it all comes into play. So this is the personality. And B, he finds that this quality expresses itself through 7 aspects or basic differentiations, and that this septennate of qualities colors esoterically all forms and all kingdoms in nature, thus constituting the totality of the revelations of the divine purpose. This, he finds, is essentially a septenary aggregation of energies, each energy producing differing effects and appearances. This discovery he makes by finding that his own soul is tinctured by one of the 7 ray qualities, that he is identified with his ray purpose, whatever it may be, and is expressing a particular type of divine energy. So once you become aware of the personality, you become aware of the dual nature of the soul. Once you learn the rays, you find out which ray you're innately operating from, whether it's that ray of love, wisdom, of intellect and thinking completely very detailed and intelligently, or if you're swept away by inspiration, or again loving kindness, or that first ray, which is destruction, but I don't think there's many people on that, loving destruction. Whatever that is, you find out what your soul ray is operating on, and you can come closer to your purpose for your unique expression when it talks about the septenary aggregation of energies. That's those sevenfold different paths, and how you actually, each of us has one or more that we resonate with more so than others. So there's a very exactness, even though it seems like there's so many different ways that a person can be made up, or personalities, we are still operating by these different energies. And like I was saying in the last part, is that this is a small understanding of it, because this also can be looked at as above so below with the cosmic, with the planets, and how those planets, like, that represent the rays, some of them, which mystics have determined, like we talked about in some of the last chapters, they represent certain qualities, like Mars to be a totalitarian or a fighting planet, or Venus to be a planet of love. And now all of our 7 planets represent a ray, but they all are doing something up there of their own. They all have a mission and an energy that they emanate, and that frequency comes down upon us, and where we are and how we are affected by them, it turns out to manifest in different ways, just like what's going on right now as we're approaching December 21st and the big alignment between Saturn and, what is it, Saturn and Jupiter in Aquarius, which it hasn't been that in that space for over 100 years or whatnot, and how that's going to play out, and how that date actually is the same as the whole Mayan calendar idea of what's going to happen in 1221. It's interesting. It's interesting to see how it connects energetically, and how all this plays into how we act and how we express, and how humanity evolves at these specific place points, which this says that we learn in studying the rays, is that it's not arbitrary at all. There's actually a pattern, and there's actually a way to kind of get ahead of it, and there's a way to understand it and to better understand how you unfold with this grand whole unfolding on a larger scale. Sorry, let's get back to the reading. So B, he finds, I think I just read that part, yeah. And C, from this point, he proceeds to a recognition of the entire septonate, and upon the path of initiation, he gains a glimpse of a unity hitherto unrealized nor even sensed. Our divinity and our connection to this whole grander scheme, then we're made to believe in this whole, oh, anything goes, nothing really matters, and then our nature is just completely arbitrary, right? Thus, from a consciousness of himself, man arrives at an awareness of the interrelation between the 7 basic energies or rays, and from that he proceeds to a realization of the triple deity, until at the final initiation, the 5th, he finds himself consciously at one with the unified divine intent lying behind all appearances and all qualities. It might be added that initiations higher than the 5th reveal a purpose wider and deeper than that which is working out within our solar system. The purpose of our manifested logos is but a part of a greater intent. It might also be noted that in the 4th kingdom of nature, on the path of evolution and of probation, a man arrives at a knowledge of his individual soul and glimpses the quality and purpose of that soul. On the path of discipleship and of initiation, he glimpses the quality and purpose of his planetary life and discovers himself as a part of a ray life, which is appearing through the form of a planet and is embodying an aspect of the divine purpose and energy. After the 3rd initiation, he glimpses the quality and purpose of the solar system. He sees his ray life and energy as a part of a greater whole. These are but modes of expressing the emerging quality and the hidden purpose of the graded lives, which inform all appearances and color them with quality. So that's the end of the first definition of what is a soul. Pretty cool. I'll go ahead and end it right there. Reading our handy dandy great invocation really quickly. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ consciousness return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men. the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. All right, thanks for watching this video. In the next part, we'll continue on with the second definition of the soul and the rest of this question. How can it be defined, and what is the nature of the soul? Interesting stuff. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed this section, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye.